Buenos dias. I am in Minnesota, in the city of Minneapolis. Again, my name is Patricia Torres Ray. I'm a state senator representing Senate District 63, which is one of the most diverse districts in the state of Minnesota. I have been a senator for 14 years and have had the privilege to be a person that is connected to a large network of people who are very diverse, who are working to really organize grassroots efforts to influence policy. I am delighted to be with you today. I think that the work that you are doing is really more important than ever. And so thank you for inviting me to be part of this conversation. I am very excited to hear about the plans for your conference in Mexico. I was part of a tour of a talk, La Caravana Tóxica, to talk about environmental issues impacting Mexico. So and we have a large population, of course, of Mexico here in Minnesota. I was invited to share some of the experiences that we're living that perhaps you have seen. I think the world is watching Minnesota and really learning about what is happening in Minneapolis today. An African-American man was arrested in a convenience store, and during the arrest, the police officer that arrested him murdered this man with excessive force. And the result of that is that there has been a response from the community to ask for a complete redesign of our police system and addressing the inequalities that exist in this state. Perspective, we have some of the best indicators in terms of well-being in the state of Minnesota. We are first in the nation in education, first in healthcare, first in housing. But when you separate people of color and indigenous people from these numbers, you realize that we have the worst indicators for these populations. So we're 48, 49, 50 when it comes to education, healthcare, housing, and job opportunities for minorities in this state. The inequalities that exist in this state are deep and are known, and we as a state have been working on these issues for a very long time. I am the chair of state and local government, so I get to coordinate policy with mayors and city council members from all over the state of Minnesota. That is the work that I do in the Minnesota Senate. What I find is that the innovative ideas and the coalitions that are being created by local cities and local governments are incredibly important right now. And I will talk about 4 things because the time is short. I think that activism has played a significant role in recognizing that we need to do more, not only to recognize these inequalities, but the lack of action and the lack of knowledge at the government level of the real problems that exist in local communities. So activists are educating us and helping us really understand what those problems are and exposing these to the world. The second one is the change in policy that is absolutely imperative. We are not really recognizing that many of the policies that we have in place were put in place are obsolete and that they need to be revised. The third one is networking. And this is so important and relevant to this group because we are learning that our work needs to be global. Our economy is a global economy. The work that we need to do to be able to do social change really needs to be in partnership with the world, but it needs to be born at the local level so that we can inform the world about what is happening at the local level, and also teach experiences, because as we are living experiences in Minneapolis and moving forward, we can also tell the world how we're doing this work. So the networking is an imperative right now. Communication is a big part of the work that we need to do, that we're doing right now. There are many parts and many cities in the world. I was born in Colombia. work with South America very intensely and realized that not many, that activists are not protected, that they are risking their lives by, speaking about their local struggles and problems. And that is where many of the European cities and the North American cities and many other cities can become part of a network that amplify their voices and protect the lives of the activists that are working at the local level. So the support, the network, the communication that we need to do among cities and among leaders and activists that are working at the local level is imperative today. And I believe that your work has been relevant and is more relevant, is more important. And the more we can connect our voices and learn from our experiences, the more able we are going to be to, be effective. And finally, I think an issue that I work that I have been working on for a very long time is the election of women and minorities. Because if we don't bring the perspective of women and minorities to the tables of power, we're not going to be able to change the dynamic. The people who make the decisions about these cities and about these countries need to reflect the populations that are represented in these states and need to have the experience necessary to shape policy. So that's one of my number one priorities, is the election of women and minorities. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Patricia.